As the last remnants of sunlight faded beyond the castle walls, a lone figure emerged from the shadows. Kael, a sorcerer once renowned for his mastery of the arcane, now bore the weight of a terrible curse. His eyes, once bright with an inner fire, had dimmed to a faint glow, a constant reminder of the price he paid for his ambition. The wind howled through the castle's battlements as a hooded figure approached him, their footsteps echoing off the stone walls. "Beware, Kael," the figure whispered, their voice barely audible over the wind. "Malakai comes for you, driven by a hunger for vengeance." The hooded figure vanished as suddenly as they appeared, leaving Kael to ponder the warning. Malakai, a dark sorcerer from his past, had been thought defeated, his malevolent presence eradicated from the land. Yet, the memory of their final confrontation still lingered, a festering wound that refused to heal. Kael's thoughts were interrupted by the sound of clanging steel and the shouts of the castle's defenders. The enemy had breached the walls, and the castle was now a battleground. Kael's duty as the castle's protector compelled him to act, but the weight of his curse threatened to consume him. He knew that to face Malakai, he would have to confront the darkness within himself. With a deep breath, Kael steeled himself for the trials ahead, his resolve strengthened by the knowledge that he was the only one who could save the castle and its people. As he navigated the castle's corridors, Kael encountered pockets of resistance, the defenders valiantly holding off the enemy hordes. He joined the fray, his magic faltering at first, but gradually gaining strength as he fought to protect the innocent. The clash of steel on steel, the scent of sweat and blood, and the cries of the wounded all served as a grim reminder of the stakes. Kael's thoughts, however, remained fixed on Malakai, his nemesis, and the reckoning that was to come. The castle's great hall, once a symbol of grandeur and power, was now a charnel house, the bodies of the fallen strewn across the floor. Kael's eyes scanned the carnage, his heart heavy with the knowledge that he had failed to prevent this slaughter. And then, he saw him, Malakai, his eyes blazing with malevolent intent, his presence seeming to draw the very light out of the air. The two sorcerers faced each other, their magic swirling around them like a vortex, each waiting for the other to make the first move. The battle between Kael and Malakai was a clash of titans, their magic unleashing devastation upon the castle. The walls shook, the stones cracking under the strain, as the two sorcerers exchanged blows. Kael's curse, however, threatened to consume him, his magic faltering as the darkness within him grew stronger. Malakai sensed his weakness and pressed his advantage, his attacks relentless and merciless. Kael stumbled, his vision blurring, as the weight of his curse bore down upon him. In that moment of desperation, Kael realized that his true enemy was not Malakai, but the darkness within himself. He remembered the words of an ancient sage. A sorcerer's power is not in his magic, but in his heart. With newfound resolve, Kael reached deep within himself, embracing the shadows that had haunted him for so long. His magic, now freed from the curse's grasp, surged forth in a blast of energy that sent Malakai stumbling back. The two sorcerers faced each other once more, their eyes locked in a fierce stare. Kael, his heart now filled with a sense of purpose, spoke the words that would seal Malakai's fate. "I am the master of my own destiny, and I will not be swayed by the darkness." With a wave of his hand, Kael unleashed a blast of magic that shattered Malakai's defenses, banishing the dark sorcerer from the land. As the dust settled, Kael stood victorious, his curse lifted, his heart finally at peace. The castle, though battered, still stood, its people safe thanks to his bravery. Kael's journey, once marked by darkness and doubt, had led him to a place of redemption, where he could finally claim his true self. The wind, now a gentle breeze, carried the whispers of the castle's defenders, their voices filled with gratitude and admiration for the sorcerer who had saved them all.